Hey there, I just wanted to show you some lymphatic drainage. So we're supine, front of the body face up. We're going to start with the main lymphatic itself, the thoracic duct, which is just underneath your clavicle or underneath your, what's the other word for clavicle? Collarbone, thank you. So as we palpate 50 times, light, we're pumping just underneath the skin. So our lymphocytes, our lymph nodes carry white blood cells, or lymphocytes, which are fighter cells, and they swell when there's a problem in an area. So essentially we're looking to drain that to speed up the healing process and reduce pain. After we've done 50 pumps opening up underneath the clavicle or collarbone, if we were working with it for arm lymphatic drainage, maybe there's edema in the arm because they've had lymph nodes removed with a mastectomy, then we'll start with pumping around the axillary and subaxillary into the armpit and inner bicep. And so my hand is always away from the breast, and I'm coming into the corner of the bicep itself with these gentle circular motions. And again, about 50 of these light palpations. After pumping that, we're always working, We're always gonna work proximal to distal to open up the lymph channel. So we've opened up the axillaries and subaxillaries. We're into the supratrochlear, into the elbow, little circles coming through there. After you've done at least 20, I'm gonna say up to 50 of these, then never sit on the client. I didn't sit on him. I'm getting all relaxed with my son here. So into the wrist itself, the next bend. So you're always gonna work closest to the heart, pump that bend first, the next bending area, and the next bending area, essentially 20 to 50 times each, before you go into your unidirectional strokes, these one-way strokes, starting distal to proximal, so away from the heart, going towards the heart with one way. After milking about a dozen times, move your way up from the bottom of that channel into the next channel. So from below the elbow, I'm scooping into the armpit, and that's just gonna create a suction on this main pump and bring it right towards the heart, where it'll drain through that left subclavian vein into the heart. So that's lymphatic drainage for the arms, and that would be if you had a mastectomy or some kind of edema going on. Maybe there was another surgery. Now, whoa, that didn't work. So, carefully, if you had liposuction done and you're looking to speed up recovery time as well as reduce swelling in that area, we've got 4 quadrants that everything's going to drain into. So the main quadrants are in the auxiliaries and subaxillary that we just pumped, and then the second ones are the inguinals. So if it was a gentleman, as we have here, I might pump without my hand. I'm going to show 2 variations just for everybody's benefit. I've got the dog between his legs here. So I'm going to lift the foot up and tuck the linen under the leg, and then just hold the knee and the foot and ask them to relax their foot into my hand as I just pump up and down, maybe 50 times. So essentially this is pumping the inguinals and the popliteals, so in the growing area as well as behind the knee. We're both getting that lymphatic pump at the same time. And then we just need to pump the ankle before we do that unidirectional strokes up. So you're opening up the channel. We've already opened up the main lymph channel first under the clavicle, that thoracic duct. And then now I'm just gonna pump around the malleoli, around the ankle. And after I've done 20 to 50 pumps here, light, slow palpations rolling upwards, I'm gonna do my crossover strokes again. So you'll do usually at least a dozen to maybe 20 from below the ankle, drawing it to just above the knee, yeah? With both hands on both sides, trying to wrap around and under as well. And then you're gonna come towards the inside of the hip with 20 to 50 of those. That's lymphatic drainage for the leg itself. And you would only go down to the ankle if they needed full lymphatic drainage to boost their immunity, let's say, or if they had an ankle swelling. Otherwise, if it was a knee swelling, I would just have to pump into this area. He seems a little ticklish. So if they are, again, you can lift the leg up and bring it up and back. If they did have liposuction, I'll just show it on myself since this is my son. So instead of touching his growing area, I'll just touch my own. And essentially, if you've had anything removed, like liposuction to this area, I would want to pump into these channels and into these ones. And that would be home care advice for the client as well. And then if you're wondering about drainage from the back, you're bringing it across. So you might do 20 of these. We're bringing it from your lower back and your glutes, and all of these lymph nodes drain into these quadrants here, into the 2 lower quadrants. So you're gonna wrap it around. A lot of people talk about bringing lymph back up to the heart, and essentially there's 4 quadrants to your lymphatic system. If you encourage it to come into these 2 lower quadrants, if it's below the legs or below the belly button, from there everything will go up deeper in behind those structures and take it back to the heart. I hope that was helpful. So again, your lymphatic system is a one-way system. It needs a pump to activate it. Trampoline jumping is so great for draining your lymphatic system because every bend is getting that. Brisk walking, where you see them moving their hips as well as their elbows, is another way for lymphatic drainage. Certainly bicycling is going to get everything pumping, and so lymphatic drainage, again, anything that's essentially folding. So yoga's phenomenal for folding all kinds of lymph and helping it flow back to the heart. Essentially, exercise and drinking lots of water with any bendy exercise is super helpful for lymphatic drainage. People can do their own lymphatic drainage by getting a loofah sponge from the dollar store and doing those unidirectional strokes towards the heart on that limb after they've opened that pump up, right? So proximal, distal to massage a light palpation to open the pump up, and then distal, proximal with your unidirectional strokes to milk it back up to the heart, or to milk if you're in the lower quadrants that are below the belly button. For the legs, you're opening up this channel first, then the knee itself, and then the ankle, or you would just have done what we had done earlier, was pump those 2 and then pump the ankle. Again, I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Steffi Sear from Inner Insights. Take care and be well.